Hey guys, Moose here. Welcome back to another episode of Life is Feudal Forest Village. I apologize that no videos went up yesterday. I've been pretty stressed out. We're getting to that last week of the quarter. Everything that I've been talking about for the last couple weeks is kind of coming to a head, and the end of the day kind of snuck up on me yesterday. I was planning on recording something, and time just flew by, and I wound up not having the opportunity. I would actually be working right now, but I'm not, because the system that I need in order to do anything is not working. So, for the moment, my hands are a little bit tied. I'm hoping that at some point during this recording, I'm going to get an email, or the game's going to crash. That works too. Okay. Oh no, the game didn't crash, but it might be screwed now. Alright, well I have to play in the OBS window. Thanks, Google Drive, which I did not authorize pop-ups for. You're popping shit up. You've just guaranteed that you're going to get uninstalled from my computer. I use it for storing thumbnails and shit. So that's probably gonna get removed. But yeah, this game doesn't tolerate being alt-tabbed, so all that stuff I was talking about last episode, where it's kind of like the fundamentals of the game are kind of fine, but there's some major balance issues and things where they just kind of didn't make an effort. Well, not being able to alt-tab or run in a bordered window, as a piece of software, this game is poorly made. I will say that. And I think that's fair. I'm sure some people may disagree with that statement, but I feel it's pretty accurate. But yeah, anyway, so I'm hoping I'm going to get an email during this recording that's going to tell me that I can go do what I needed to do, because right now, I can't do shit. It's a really big problem, because manufacturing is not going to be able to run tomorrow if I don't handle this, or figure it out, rather. They're going to probably run out in the late morning, I think. Which is, you know, at least that gives us some time tomorrow to deal with it if it doesn't get resolved tonight, but there will be hell to pay if that happens. People are going to be really pissed about it. Anytime you're implementing a new process, this is exactly what you want to not happen. People get real mad. Understandably, to be honest. I'm mad. And it's not even like, do I really care if we go down? Not really. Alright, we need to do some math here. Okay, so this is 4, right? I can't. The problem is the OBS window is smaller than the monitor, so I can't see quite right. So that's 4. That's 8. I fucked it up. What if I just do it like this? This is the easier way to do it anyway. And then that's centered, right? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Done. Unfortunately, we don't really have a lot of stone, so that's a problem. We have a lot of problems. That's okay. We'll get around it. But yeah, it wasn't my intention to not have a video go up yesterday. Things just kind of got out of control. I thought I had them under control today, but thanks to that issue that I was talking about, I might not. We might have some major problems that I'm going to have to stay up late to deal with tonight. I have a workaround, but I've been asked not to use that workaround, so too bad. Not my problem. Like, it's no longer my issue. If their system's not going to work, it's not on me. There's a couple other things I can try that might keep them going, so I'll try that in a little bit, but for now, I'm just kind of pissed off, because the system is like, we didn't want a new system, to be honest, and it's worse than the old one, and it has all these issues, so to me, I'm kind of like, why am I jumping through all these hoops to make something work that I don't even benefit from? Like, it's worse for me. And at that point, you know, I think that's a pretty common thing, where you get forced to use a system that's worse than what you used to have, just because that's what people want. For whatever reason, sometimes it's a name, sometimes it's some deal. People think they're making money off of it because they're paying less. It's poor decision. Really, really poor decision in my book, but I don't make that call. As much as I wish I did. This is probably no longer going to be a good choice. I might want to move it out further. I don't really want to do any other building right now. I already have too many resources being spent. We'll wait. The thing is, we can take as long as we need to, really. We don't need to rush here. This is going to be 22, and right now I have 3 times 4, 3 times 5, which is 15, so it'll be 7 more people. So I'll just demolish all of these once this goes up. Which, it'll take a while, but we're getting there. But yeah, there'll be one more video today. I don't know if it's going to be Frostpunk or Moonlighter. It's probably going to be Moonlighter. We'll see. Or actually, there might not be. You know what? No, I'm not going to have time. I already, like, today... Yesterday was so bad that I actually... When I came home from work today, as soon as I, like, disengaged even a little bit from work, and I just took, like, half an hour to, like, get some food and just mentally disengage a little bit, I was done. Like, I fell asleep for 2 hours after that, and I was just out like a light. Nothing I could do. I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was having trouble finishing my food. So, that was rough, but life goes on. I feel better since I woke up, but now it's like midnight. I can't really get that much more done. I want my 2 hours back. It'd be great if it was still 10 PM right now. I'd have so much more stuff I could get done. Might even be able to get to relax a little. On the bright side, I am thinking about taking the week of the 4th of July off. Unfortunately, it falls on a... Normally we get, like, it'll be 4th of July on a Thursday. And we'll get, like, Friday. We'll get Thursday, Friday, and then, the weekend, or it'll be... I forget, maybe it's a Tuesday or Monday sometimes. But usually we get, like, an extended weekend. But because now it's on the Wednesday, it sucks because it's, like, dead in the center of the week. So they're not going to give us half a week off, so we just have the Wednesday, which is fair. I don't blame the company for that. That's the way it should be. You gotta get where you can't just take off half a week because a holiday happened to fall on a Wednesday. That'd be ridiculous. That's too much. Though they should be flexible for accommodating people who want to take PTO during that time, which, hey, guess what? I'm probably going to do that for the whole week. And get a week with a holiday in the middle, and have my 9 days off work, weekends on either side, and the 5 in the middle. That's my plan, but someone else is already doing that, so it's possible that my boss won't approve it, but I can get all my work done ahead of time, and frankly, I've worked so hard over the last month that I can't imagine that he's going to say no. I think he realizes I need the rest. Like, if he wants me to work, he knows that he needs to give me some time to relax. Otherwise, I'm not going to be functional, for lack of a better way of putting it. It's hard, man. It's real tough. There's been a lot going on. The thing... So, okay, so let me put all of this in a little bit of context here. I've been complaining about work, like, almost every episode, and it's valid. Things are going crazy. I don't have any energy or time to really do anything, and you've seen that on the channel. Beyond the discussions we've had about why YouTube sucks and all that. You know, there's some just also stress and time that I just don't have to put towards content right now. And that's why there's been a little bit less, more than anything else. And I would have kept everything the way it was for a bit longer before I reduced. But it kind of... intertwining issues there where I don't have time to do this stuff, and also I was planning on reducing anyway, so kind of just happened all at once. But the thing about this, and this maybe I haven't talked as much about this as I should have, when you go through adversity, when something bad happens, most of the time there's kind of nothing you could do. It's out of your control, right? Like, it's not... I mean, yes, I could quit my job and go somewhere else, but fundamentally that's not really an option on the table. You don't just quit and then look for a job. I'd have to have another job lined up and go for it. Interestingly, I noticed that Discord was hiring, and I very nearly applied, but for me it doesn't make sense right now. I might apply to go work there later, but right now it doesn't make sense to do that. But anyway, the point is, a lot of the time when you have these stresses and issues in your life, they're out of your hands. They're just things that are happening to you, and the input that you have on it is how you choose to respond. And the attitude that I always try to take is basically, if you can't do anything about the negative aspects of it, you just manage it as best as you can and move on, because you can't, it's out of your control, so there's no point in worrying about it. It doesn't benefit you to worry about it at that point. You should just focus on the plus, or whatever the positives are. And there are always positives. So in this case, I would really like to, yeah, we don't need hunters right now. The positives are that because I'm working so hard on this report, I'm developing a skill that I always had it, but I had let it stagnate a bit. I was not practiced. Now that I've been forced to do this and put so much time and energy into this, I've also learned some new techniques and new ways of doing things that make me better at this. As a result of that, I'm in a position where I can now take that knowledge and those skills and apply that to other aspects of my job, so that when I go back to doing my basic work, not only do I have more free time because I'm just doing my basic work, I should also have more free time because I'll be able to automate fairly easily some important aspects of my work. Which not only is going to make things easier on me in the future when some other thing comes up, but it's also going to make my life easier because it's going to impress the people around me and above me, and probably earn me a raise. So it's, and you might say, oh, I never get a raise, my company doesn't appreciate me. If that's the case, develop your skills to the extent that you feel you can within your company, and bail, go somewhere else. If you can't do that, maybe think about moving, I don't know. A lot of the time, those options aren't really on the table, and you can't just leave, and I sympathize with that. I am lucky enough to be in a position where I could probably just go to another company if I wanted. But I don't really want to. I'm in a good place. But anyway, point is, it's good to look at these situations, not just in work, but in life in general. Yeah, bad things happen. But a lot of the time, once it's done, you can't do anything about it. Learn your lesson, try to, you know, if something bad happened and it's your fault, try to learn from it and be better. Whatever that means in that situation. And just try to focus on what benefits you can derive from it. Because there's always positives. There's always some positive. I mean, not always, but to some degree there tends to be a positive in most situations. So focus on that. Because that's the thing that actually helps you move forward. You know, you don't want to be mired in whatever stress it is for the rest of your life. So you want to use whatever you gained, whether it's work ethic or stamina or knowledge, whatever it may be. You can think of the really stressful period in your life as a mental workout that makes you more resilient next time around, maybe. If you think of things in those terms and focus on the positives, it's a lot easier to handle the stress, I think, because once you internalize that something may be out of your control, and that's just the way it is, it's a lot easier to process and deal with situations. Because you can't worry, worrying about something you don't control is a wasted emotion. It's wasted feeling. It's wasted energy. So don't. To the extent that you're able, don't worry about it. Sometimes, yeah, I'm pretty good at it personally, but sometimes it gets to me too. And that's gonna happen. It's inevitable to some degree. But you can always do your best to just let it roll off your back and say, you know what? Yeah, this awful thing happened, but I have no control over it. All I can do is look forward. You can't go back, you can only go forward. So focus on what you can do and what you can take from it and go from there. You'd be surprised what you can handle. That's one of the nice lessons I got in life, largely from... I think I was already kind of learning it before this happened to me. No, yeah, I definitely did. I think... I talked about it before. I had a major health issue that was kind of a scare. It's not life-threatening or anything, but it looked like it might be at one point. Going through that cemented that philosophy, that way of thinking, but it wasn't where it originated. I think... Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it was. Maybe it was where I got that. It's hard to... It was like 5 or 6 years ago. It's hard to remember. But I'm thinking back to who I was before that, and I think I was different. I was not the same person. I think I did learn it from that health issue. Oh, we need clay. Oh, that's going to be a pain in the ass. Alright, well, that's not getting built for a little while. That's okay. Yeah, I should have looked and seen that we didn't have clay. Clay sucks. I hate clay. I don't really want to put it too high here because it's going to wind up blocking off other stuff. That's good. That's good enough. I don't, like, that's not a perfect spot, but it's good enough that I'll take it. I'm starting to get scared. We're 16 minutes in here, and the IT person who needs to fix this issue has not replied yet, which scares the hell out of me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Everyone's gonna be like, I have a morning meeting every morning at 8:30, and they're all gonna be like, "Planning, what are you doing? Why isn't this ready? What's wrong? What happened?" I'm gonna have to go in and be like, well, the system's not working, there's not really a lot I can do, and they're still gonna inevitably blame it on me. Or blame it on my team. It's not always me personally. I think in this case it probably will be me personally, which makes me angry, but it's really just one guy that does that, and I don't think people listen to him at this point. He, So we're doing, it's end of the quarter, so we're doing various activities to make sure that our finances accurately reflect the situation, which is a standard thing. You might sometimes walk into a grocery store. I think most of the grocery stores are big enough that they don't have to do this anymore, but you might notice people walking around with a clipboard counting things. That's called a cycle count. If you see a lot of people doing it, that's called physical inventory. So when I worked retail, we did physical inventory, and it was generally on a quarterly basis or biannual basis to have things squared away for the end of the quarter. Normal thing. Totally normal thing. Like most metrics and things that people pay attention to for investors and all that, it's all quarterly metrics for the most part. So that's when people care about everything being correct. You know, you want it to be correct all the time, but that's really when it matters. And we're doing something for that, and this guy blew up on me and saying, "Oh no, I don't want you to do that, you can't do that." He has no say in it whatsoever. He doesn't own the data, and he also is not part of finance, so he has no input. But he seemed to think that, one, I had made the decision to do it, which I hadn't, I told him repeatedly, and that he was in control of it, which he's not, so I basically just ignored him, told my boss, and my boss said, "Yeah, sorry you have to deal with that, just ignore him." It's like, the guy has developed a reputation for just being a pain in everyone's ass. And it's gratifying, because he used to just be a pain in my ass and everyone else liked him. I mean, not everyone else. Everyone who works in my position disliked him, but now that everyone has to deal with it and see it a bit more, they're all kind of like, oh yeah, he's a tool. Let's not deal with him. To the extent that we're able to avoid doing so, let's ignore this guy. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So that was a gratifying little moment. But I don't know how long that'll last. Things always change. Right now, I'm just trying to get through tomorrow. That's the goal at the moment. Which is scaring the hell out of me. But every day there's a new disaster. That's just the way things work. If there wasn't something to do, you wouldn't have a job. think that is going to do it for today's episode. I'm trying to, we're really hitting a resource wall because I'm trying to jump way ahead here. I'm trying to figure out how to manage it. I think I just have to put our nose to the grindstone, as you might say, and get it done with mines and gathering. There's not really a lot of other options available to us, so it is what it is. We will deal with it, but that will have to wait for the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to come by twitch.tv/electronicmoose Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m. PST, 9 to 11 p.m. EST, and check out a stream if you like. If not, thanks for watching here on YouTube, and I will see you next time. Take care.